Hey, what's up everybody? It's the People's Crypto. I'm back again with another video. We have some interesting news stories to discuss, but before we jump into it, please keep in mind that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Please do your own research and please seek out a financial advisor with a background in cryptocurrencies. Alright, so this first story is from Yahoo Finance. It's titled Financial Anxiety is Up Around the Globe. Now, this article discusses the trials and tribulations of people in these 26 countries, but I can even include the United States in the mix as well. People here in certain states, more specifically in New York and in California, are not doing well. A lot of people are flocking out of the big cities and moving to the suburbs or areas that are less crowded. It's just really bad. The unemployment here has skyrocketed. Many companies are unfortunately going out of business. They're laying people off. This is just not just here in the States, but even in these countries, it's a similar pattern of people not knowing how long they're going to be unemployed. They don't know how they're going to cover their day-to-day expenses. They don't know how they're going to pay their mortgages. They don't know how they're going to pay their rent. It's just complete madness. And, this financial anxiety of not knowing, when you're going to possibly work again or how you're going to maybe pay your credit card bills or any other utilities that you need to pay to survive, is eventually it's going to lead many people, unfortunately, and I hate to say this, to maybe some mental health issues or possibly even suicide. And suicides have actually been up, unfortunately, during this whole pandemic. And it's just the beginning, and things are unfortunately going to get worse. Now, if you're in the cryptocurrency space and you've been buying things like Bitcoin and Ethereum or any other cryptos with a particularly good use case, now that's not going to be the answer today, but perhaps maybe a couple years from now, being in these particular cryptocurrencies will perhaps maybe save you and maybe save your wealth or save your family. Right now, unless you bought like in 2010 or you bought extremely early, then crypto, or more specifically Bitcoin, will help you, at least I would say it would help you get through this without any issues. Now, unfortunately, most people weren't so fortunate to get into Bitcoin so early. So it's kind of difficult. It's like, how do you tell someone who doesn't know when their next meal is going to come or how they're going to pay their mortgage to get into crypto? Unfortunately, I hate to say this, but those people will probably not be able to invest because they have no disposable income and they have no income at all. So if you're listening to this and you're in the cryptocurrency space and you're fortunate enough to still be working and to still pay your bills and you have no issues whatsoever, be grateful. And if maybe someone else who is actually still employed, you may want to get them maybe $20 worth of Bitcoin as a birthday present or a gift or anniversary or anything really, because times is going to get a lot harder. And I'm going to go into some other stories to prove, I think, like, other people are starting to get it. So let's take a look at this particular story. Now, there's an author, his name is Jeff Booth, and this one is titled Owning Bitcoin is a Must, says Price of Tomorrow author Jeff Booth. And he went on Twitter and he even said that, this is a deflationary depression. The banking system is perhaps going to collapse, and we may have like hyperinflation. Now, everyone is coming to the same conclusion that something is wrong. There's going to be a collapse. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but somewhere down the line in the future, there is going to be a cataclysm in the financial system. And it's not going to be good for anyone who has money in the bank, or anyone who's expecting to retire to collect their pension, or if you have a 401k, or if you have any money tied up in any of these traditional systems, because it's going to be a gigantic domino effect, and everything is going to collapse, and they're going to usher in a reset. And I've talked about this reset so many times, and I'll put a link to it. There is a Great Reset initiative that they want to happen. I believe that's with the World Economic Forum. I'll put the link in the description, and you can read that and watch the videos yourself, and you'll see that a lot of these things are planned. Now, Mr. Jeff Booth isn't the only person to come to this conclusion. We also have Jim Cramer. Now, if you watch CNBC and you're into stocks or anything like that, or if you used to be into stocks and now you're in the cryptocurrency space, you'll know that Jim Cramer has his show Mad Money, and he's a stock guy. He's gung-ho on stocks. I think he even founded that publication, The Street. I think the website or the magazine. I think it's the website. But anyway, he's come to the same conclusion that he wants to be buying Bitcoin, and he wants to pass it down on to his children. He believes that there's going to be a massive amount of inflation sometime in the future. So even he's coming to this conclusion. I personally believe that a lot of these TV personalities, or these authors, or even a lot of these wealthy people who were originally probably negative on Bitcoin were probably buying it back then as a speculative asset. But now they're coming out in droves to say, oh, okay, yeah, I'm buying Bitcoin. You definitely need Bitcoin, to push adoption and to get the price higher, because a lot of people are eventually going to start accumulating Bitcoin as we see the cost of living get extremely more difficult, or should I say higher, because of inflation and eventually hyperinflation. But then there's another article. Let's go to it. It says economists warn of U.S. wasteland without a stimulus deal. Now, here in the States, we only had one stimulus package, and I think that was like $1,200, which was a complete joke, because big corporations were getting bailed out and given billions of dollars. So we're still waiting for this. Economists are saying that if we don't get one, then it's not going to be looking great in the future. I mean, it's already not looking great. Another stimulus, the only thing it could do is just basically kick the can down the road. So we're waiting and seeing what's going to happen. Maybe they may give us the stimulus here in the States in that digital dollar that they have drafted up. So maybe that's how we get the stimulus. I'm not too sure, but eventually I think they will give us universal basic income. It's only a matter of time. We looked at that one, so let's take a look at this. It says the Fed vows to keep rates near zero until inflation tops 2%, likely keeping meager rates 4 to 5 years. So they're not going to raise interest rates. So that means if you're a saver, you're a loser, because you're not going to get any return on your money if you leave it in the bank. Now that sucks, but this is why we have cryptocurrencies. If you want to get interest on your crypto, you can take some of your Bitcoin, you can deposit it into the Celsius network, and you can earn interest on your Bitcoin. If you don't want to do that, you have the option of getting some of these staking cryptocurrencies. You can get Cardano, you can get Polkadot, you can get Cosmos Atom, you can get Tezos, and you can also get Ethereum. When Ethereum 2.0 launches, you'll be able to stake on there, and you will receive rewards for staking on the Ethereum 2.0 network. So there's going to be plenty of opportunities for you to earn interest on your crypto. Unfortunately, with the Federal Reserve keeping interest rates low for the next 4 to 5 years, it almost gives you no incentive to save your fiat. So they're basically putting our backs against the wall. It's almost as if they're trying to force us into cryptocurrencies at this moment. And unfortunately, if you're not getting into cryptos, that's fine. I would say at least gold and silver. But there's no staking with gold and silver. You'll just be waiting for appreciation, really, for those two assets. And then let's take a look at the US debt clock. We're almost at 27 trillion, which is insane. And another interesting thing I want to point out to you is there's this on the debt clock. There's a dollar to crypto ratio. Now, if you're a skeptic and you don't believe in cryptocurrencies, then why on earth would they put a dollar to crypto ratio right here on this chart? I mean, crypto's here to stay. And for them to do this is just really interesting. But I don't believe crypto, or at least should I say more specifically, Bitcoin is going to zero. Don't get me wrong, there will be a ton of cryptos that do go to zero, but I don't think Bitcoin is one of them. And then let's also take a look at the Euro debt clock. And yes, there is one. I don't know why this page never loads, but it takes some time, but it'll basically give us a illustration and breakdown of European debt. And just like the United States debt clock, it's also not pretty, and the end game is fiat to zero. Paper fiat, because we're going to get digital fiat. And I'll show you proof of that in a few seconds. But this is Germany, Greece, France. All of this is debt. And it's not going to ever get paid for. It's actually a pretty big joke. And this is the end game. This is what they want. Get ready for a world currency. And you see all the fiat currencies burning. And this is what they want. So if you're not in Bitcoin, or if you're not in Ethereum, if you're not in any cryptos, that's cool, that's fine. No big deal. Get gold and silver, at least. This way you can protect your wealth, because once we get inflation, they're just going to turn into hyperinflation. They're just going to keep printing out money till it basically goes out of style, and then we're going to get digital fiat, and that's not going to be any better, because they can trace, track, and tax you at will, and they could just freeze your account if you say something crazy against the government. They can do a bunch of things to you once they have control of your accounts, because they want complete and total control. That's the end game. But that is actually going to do it for this video. If you're listening to YouTube, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you're listening to LBRY, please reshare this video, or you could leave me an LBC tip, which is like a penny, which is fine. Any small amounts add up in the account towards something. But that's going to do it for this video. Thank you, and I will see you guys and gals later.